Well, welcome everybody to Thought Leader Talk. My name is Adam Ward. I am your host, and really appreciate everyone for tuning in for this episode of Thought Leader Talk, where we talk to thought leaders about their journey and how they're contributing to society. And we have an amazing breakthrough coach, and his name is Phil Glosserman. And I just want to welcome you to the show, Phil.
Thanks, Adam. I appreciate you inviting me. Hi.
And so, the first question I want to ask you is, as a business coach, what is it that you do, and how do you do what you do? Why don't you share that with everybody first off?
Okay. Well, first of all, I am a business, sales, and executive coach. And what that means is I work with business owners, I work with salespeople, professionals, and leaders to help them grow their business, become better leaders, and bring out the best in them. I've been doing this for 15 years now, and I've worked with literally hundreds of people in a variety of different industries, everything from financial services, accounting. I've worked with stockbrokers, insurance people. I've worked with mom and pop shops. I've worked with all kinds of business, even some artists and film composers. And What they all have in common is the desire to grow their business and become the best they can be. And as a coach, I support them in doing that by helping them develop the strategies, the actions, the discipline, and the mindset they need to move to the next level.
And we all know that thought backed by action is what produces the result. And a lot of times that result can be a breakthrough. So why don't you share with everyone maybe some of the breakthroughs that you've helped others achieve in working with you?
Okay, there are so many of them. I'll try to come up with a couple of them. I worked with a real estate agent who had been in the business for a year, and I helped take him from making $10,000 his first year to making over $250,000 the next year in business.
Wow,
that's amazing. I've worked with a number of salespeople to help them grow their book of business, and some of them have grown their business as much as 50 to 75, and one guy even 100% in the first year that we worked together. I've worked with a number of people to make career changes and career shifts, and the list goes on and on and on and on. But I want to make a really important point here. Yeah. This isn't about me and how great I am or anything like that. This is about the people that I work with. And as a coach, I have a really strong belief that all of us have all kinds of abilities and talents that are inside of us that just need to get out and be manifested. And people may be doing well, but they could do better if they want to. And my job as a coach is to bring out the best in people and to help them capitalize on their strengths and their desire. And so it's not about me, it's about my clients. I'm a catalyst.
That's awesome. And I appreciate that because you're, a true thought leader, a very humble man too, but I gotta swing it back, and I want to talk more about you. So why don't you tell us about your journey, where it all started, and how you got to be this breakthrough coach that has helped others have so much success?
Well, it's a long and circuitous journey, Adam. I'll try to make it as brief as I can. I grew up in San Antonio, Texas, and from a very young age, I had one burning desire, and that was I wanted to be a musician. Specifically, I wanted to be a drummer, and I started playing drums at the age of 6, and by the time I took formal lessons for a number of years. By the time I was 11, I was playing in rock bands and jazz bands, and I did it all through high school and college. And then when I graduated from college at the University of Texas in Austin, I put my drums in the back of my car, and I drove out to Hollywood to seek fame and fortune, just like a lot of other people. And what I found when I got to Hollywood was that I was a small fish in a big pond. I was talented, but there were a lot of really talented people, and I worked really hard, and I did manage to make a living as a professional musician for about 11 years, but I struggled a lot of the time. Now, there were some high points. I opened on concerts for people like groups like Led Zeppelin and the Jefferson Airplane. I'm dating myself, I know.
Yeah, I know nobody's ever heard of any of those bands.
And I had some great times, but I really struggled a lot. And so when I was in my late 20s, I decided to find a career to fall back on. And I went back to school during the day and got a degree in computer science while I continued to play music at night. And then when I got that degree, I started working in the software industry. And it was the first time I'd ever worked for corporations and things like that. And I did really well. I worked for several corporations, and I kept getting more and more responsibility. I eventually became a senior level manager and got a lot of experience, but there was always something missing for me, and that was passion. Because I had come from music, where I was really passionate, to doing something that was good, and I was interested in it, but when it came down to it, it was just making a living.
Yeah.
So I started reading books and going to personal development seminars and just trying to educate myself as a way to find something new that would light me up. And finally, fortunately, I was at a party and I met a business coach, and I talked to him and asked him if he could help me figure out a career change. And I hired him. And as I started working with him, I absolutely fell in love with what he was doing with me. He was helping unlock the best in me and bringing out my deepest desires and talents and skills and background, and helping me figure out what I could do with all that. And it took about 4 meetings, and a light bulb went off in my head, and I said, I want to become a business coach like you. And I asked him to mentor me, and he did. And I also went to a coaching academy and took all this advanced training and became a coach. And I've been doing that since 1999, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful career.
That's great. So now you've gotten this level of success. What is your why now? What drives you to do what you do in helping all these people now?
You know, Adam, most people have something deep inside of them or in their background that motivates them, and I'm no exception. As I grew up, my older brother, Luke, who was 9 years older than me, was kind of my hero. And he taught me a lot. He took me under his wing. He was a brilliant, brilliant guy, and very funny and very personable. And everything was great until he went away to college. And when he came back after his first year of college, he had changed. And he was anxious. Some of his hair had fallen out. He slept 14, 16, 18 hours a day. And it took a while for us to find out what was going on with him, but it turned out he was suffering from a serious mental illness, bipolar disorder, and very, very serious. And he got worse and worse and worse over the years, and I tried my best to help him as best I could, but I couldn't. And seeing him deteriorate and become less and less empowered was really shocking to me, and it had a profound effect on me. And somehow that spawned in me the desire to help empower others. And I think that's what's at the bottom of my coaching, is I want to help others become empowered to be the best they can be and achieve what they want to do. That's what drives me every day.
That's awesome. That's a very personal story, so thank you for sharing that with us. So you've published 2 books. You want to quickly tell us the titles of those books and what they're about?
Sure. The first book is called Sell the Feeling, the 6-step system that drives people to do business with you. It's a sales book for salespeople or anybody who is responsible for bringing in new business. It teaches you how to create the rapport with people and the feelings that will lead them to want to do business with you. And the second book is called The Referral Code. It's about how to proactively get more business referrals. Both of these books are good for anybody who wants to grow their business.
And can you tell everybody out there how to get in touch with you if they want to buy your books, if they want to coach with you, if they want to ask you questions, if they want to take you out to coffee? Where are they going to go?
Sure. If you want to buy the books, they're on all the major online booksellers and iTunes. If you want to get in touch with me, go to my website, coachphil.com, or you can drop me an email at phil@coachphil.com. Typically, if somebody's interested in finding out about working with me, I'll do a complimentary consultation with them, find out about what their situation and needs are, let them know about how I coach and how it works, and we go from there.
Awesome. Well, Coach Phil, you're a true thought leader. I just want to thank you again for coming on the show, and hopefully everyone out there have been inspired by what they just heard. I know that I always get inspired when I speak with Phil. So I just want to thank everyone, and especially thank Coach Phil for being my guest today.
All right. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, Phil. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.